Oh, go ahead.
So I noticed when the president was in Minnesota yesterday, and what was a fairly wide-ranging economic agenda speech, he did not talk much about inflation, combating inflation, and the like. I'm interested in kind of the thought process there, given the strain many Americans have felt because of inflation during his administration.
So, look, the president has always been very clear when it comes to lowering costs for the American people. That's a priority. That will always be a priority for this president. That's why the Inflation Reduction Act is so important. That's why we've seen the lower prices at the pump. It's gone down $1.50 since the peak this summer. A lot of that is because of what this president has done. And anytime he talks about his economic policy, you always hear him talk about lowering costs. We understand that there's more work to do, and the president's going to continue to do that. That's why he's gone out there to talk about investing in America, his Investing in American agenda, and also that's why you see his economic policies are working. When you think about job growth and job creation, when you think about the CHIPS and Science Act, when you think about the Inflation Reduction Act, when you think about unemployment at 3.6%, and real wages are higher than they were 8 months ago. So he has an economic policy that's going to build the economy from the bottom up, middle out. That's going to be his focus, but also lowering costs for the American people, something he talks about very often.
Following up on that, though, I mean, obviously in that speech he was talking about a lot of his successes. Does he view his combating inflation to be a success?
Say that again. You're a little difficult.
Successful in combating inflation. I mean, that speech was so focused on what he saw as his successes. Does he view how he's combated inflation to be successful?
Look, I think that lowering prescription drug costs, capping insulin at $35 a month for seniors, helping lower energy bills, again, gas prices going down by $1.50 from its peak that it was this summer. That is the president taking action. That is the president meeting the American people where they are. Of course, there's always more work to be done, but this is a president that's taken action. And so that's what you'll hear from him. He's, of course, when he is in front of the American people, he's going to speak to them about what he's doing to make their lives better. And that's what you heard yesterday in Minneapolis.
My dearest friends, I have a big announcement. Oil cuts are expected to cause gasoline prices to rise even higher than last year. The Biden administration is addressing this issue that could affect millions of Americans financially. With leftover funds from the American Rescue Plan, some low-income households will qualify for additional relief. So please make sure that you watch until the end of this video for all of the details. Also, this coming Friday, I will be announcing 3 winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Our federal government has already distributed 3 rounds of stimulus checks to millions of eligible Americans as a way to provide financial relief during the crisis. However, with the ongoing impact caused by the crisis, millions of Americans are still waiting for a 4th stimulus check. Some lawmakers and officials have expressed their support for additional payments, citing the continued financial struggles of many Americans due to the crisis. Others have voiced concerns about the costs and effectiveness of additional stimulus payments. But advocates for a 4th stimulus check argue that millions of Americans are still facing financial hardship and need additional support. They point to the ongoing impact of the crisis, including job loss, reduced work hours, and increased cost of living, as reasons why more payments are necessary. Proponents of a 4th stimulus check also highlight the success of previous payments in providing financial relief and stimulating the economy. They argue that additional payments could help boost consumer spending and support small businesses. It has been announced that some residents in the state of Massachusetts have found themselves eligible for a stimulus check payment of $400 through a lottery system. The Chelsea Eats program, which finds homes in Chelsea, Massachusetts, has forever been providing monthly payments to select residents of the state. These payments will be helping out low-income families deal with the rising expenses which have become a part of everyday life, including utilities and groceries. The program has a funding of $800,000 from the American Rescue Plan Act, which is an economic stimulus bill of $1.9 trillion that was signed by President Biden. The stimulus check payment will be dependent on the size of the household. It has been reported that some households with one member will be receiving a stimulus check of $200, while households with two members will receive $300, and then households with more than three members will receive a sum of $400. The payments will be distributed through a preloaded debit card, which one would have to pick up in person. It is important that lawmakers try to ease the financial struggles that millions of Americans are facing caused by the crisis. The surprise oil production cuts, announced by a group of oil producers known as OPEC, is expected to drive up gasoline prices in the next coming weeks, which would create practical headaches for consumers and political headaches for President Biden. Over the weekend, OPEC nations announced that they would pursue new cuts, amounting to more than 1 million barrels per day, nearly half of which is from Saudi Arabia. Oil prices jumped up following the news, with prices rising from roughly $76 per barrel to about $80 per barrel. President Biden himself predicted minimal impacts from the OPEC move, saying, "It's not going to be as bad as you think." Dear friends, has gas prices in your city or state gone up? Please let me know in the comment section below. The president of the consulting firm Lippau Oil Associates recently told reporters he thinks that in the coming weeks, gasoline prices, which stood at about $3.50 per gallon, will rise between 12 and 16 cents per gallon. Tom Kloza, the global head of energy analysis at the Oil Price Information Services, predicted an immediate increase of 10 to 12 cents per gallon. He added that the cuts also have the potential to contribute to further increases later in the year. It has been announced that the Internal Revenue Service will lay out its plan this week for spending $80 billion in extra funding over the next decade. According to U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, the Strategic Operating Plan will offer the first glimpse of exactly what the IRS has in store for funding that Democrats passed last August to crack down on tax cheats and make dealing with the agency smoother for taxpayers. Lawmakers have pressed Janet Yellen in recent congressional hearings to produce the plan after the IRS missed a mid-February deadline that she originally had set. Yellen emphasized that the IRS will undergo a transformation thanks to the nearly $80 billion in funding. Well, my amazing and most beautiful friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Tuesday. Thank you, dear friends, for being part of this community and for being here every single day. I will be announcing 3 winners for a Walmart gift card giveaway this coming Friday. If you'd like to enter the giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. My dearest friends, the more videos that you watch and then comment on, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.